Hey guys, okay, a little update of what's going on with Christ. So, Christ stuck me in with the region priests. So it's Christ, my family, and the region priests, and they were working to separate. There's a whole bunch of reasons why I'm in with the region priests again. Separate take all the loogies out of me again because they build up and they take them out to separate the priestess from me. Still, I have to find out. Now, I've been letting the priestess go with links that are inside me. I cut them, I let them go, but I've never solved my issue yet. That's the problem. They're working on her now, trying to get her to let go of me. That's one of the reasons why I'm at the region priest. They want to find out my traumas, what my traumas are biologically, biological experiences with trauma. And yesterday they did, it wasn't E or B, A, B, yeah, B. Yesterday, not yesterday, the day before, they gave me a dream sequence. We gotta write that down. Hold on. What that is, they give you a scenario in the dream, and you're supposed to be traumatized biologically. You get two dreams. One initiates the trauma, and the second dream Christ gives you, it's the answer for it. Now, I know one part. I did one today. I just woke up, the first one, and that was E, B. I don't fucking. He had them all labeled like B1, B2. So I did B1 today. Yesterday's dream sequence, I don't remember the first part, but I remember the second part. And the second part was, and I made this a video about it, about my ET contacts I had. One of the traumas was I was walking down the street at midnight with my friend here in town, and the ETs were following us in the sky. They were hitting us. You could feel it. I stopped at the tool and die factory in the parking lot. I stopped. It was midnight, and I looked in the sky. Exactly what was where I felt what was feeling was staring at me. So I looked at what was staring at me, and there was nothing there. And I stopped and I froze and I just looked. My friend didn't want nothing to do with it. He accepted he was being stared at. It freaked him out so goddamn much he ran home. Well, more or less he would have done. We almost got in a fist fight, because I was begging him. I made this video. It's in the ET's playlist somewhere. I really don't want to look it up. I might in the description here. But anyway, Christ, the dream was I was walking down the street. We got to as I was walking down the street, it started snowing, and there's water. It was snowing, so there's a foot of snow and ice water. I'm walking down the street, and I get to the parking lot where the ETs are staring at me from in the sky. I stopped, and I was looking. This is the dream. I'm looking in the sky, and I froze. When I looked at it, I didn't move. I didn't even blink. I'm just looking. Then, at that in the dream, I'm looking, and I fall in the ice water. I fall right in the ice water. What the ice water represents is me freezing in fear. But I wasn't so much afraid as I don't understand. How could something be staring at me, hitting me in the heart, and there's nothing in the fucking sky? So after that, I went home. In the dream that I experienced in real life, oh no, fuck. The dream ended at that point. Christ got his answer of the trauma the ETs gave me. And I'm like, that's nothing. That's nothing. He goes, yeah, I know, but it's a symbolic representation of what the ETs do to you. And so we hashed it out. I bitched, screamed at him. I gave him the whole dream. Then, in reality, and you'll see in the video, I go to the corner store. My friend goes home real fast. He didn't want to. As I leave the corner store, I come back out in the street, and a UFO is flying across the street. It stops. There's two lights. I look at a car coming towards it over my shoulder. There's a vehicle going towards the car. There's a whole row of red lights on the bottom, and it goes right. It floats right in between the houses, my house, in that area. I think it was an empty lot, but it looked like it was going up my driveway, and it was huge, like one end of the two-lane street. One of the huge lights was on the left of the street in the dirt. The other light of the UFO was on the other side of the street. It started moving back in and disappeared. Then I remembered, I freaked out. Then I remembered being stared at when I was going to the store with my friend at midnight. That was fucking trauma. In reality, I had to go home with something staring at me in the sky, and I ran from tree to tree to tree, from all the way down Park Ave to where I lived, tree to tree to tree to tree. When I got to the tool and die factory, I waited, caught my breath, and then I ran. I ran as fast as I could because there was no trees. I got to more houses, and I ran from tree to tree to tree to tree till I got home. That was what happened in reality. In the dream, I fell on the ice and froze from something staring at me in the sky. That was a dream yesterday. That was a dream sequence. Part 2 to the dream sequence is this. Another one. It's pretty cool. I thought I'd write about it. This is a trigger dream, then I get the answer dream. So this is A1. B1. So, of the dream sequence. And it's a Christ dream, Christ lesson dream. If you want to be a Christ, he gives you 1,000 dreams. If you pass them every one, you can become a Christ. Something like, I don't know the details, but anyway, it took me almost 2 years to become a Christ, and then I gave it up. But I know all the lessons. This was a recurring Christ dream. I go to sleep at lunchtime, and I'm in a mafia group. I hate the mafia, but the whole world is mafia. The governments are mafia. Political parties are mafia. Every group is a mafia. I fucking hate them all. Fuck off. That's what's wrong with you. Money, mafia, all that. Anyway, I'm in this mafia in a dream. Are the bad mafia guys, not my mafia guy. I'm not the leader. I'm just a worker, grunt. The other mafia bought up all this land, and a whole bunch of people died. They shot a whole bunch of people to get this land. We didn't know why. We had theories why. A little while later, we go back, and we're driving down a dirt road, and there's construction companies building buildings in this cornfield. And so what we freaked out, went back and told the boss. The boss said, okay, blow it all up. So, okay, what's what we're going to do? So we get in the car. We got certain charges, like C4 or dynamite or some goddamn thing. And we had to go blow up all the houses in the construction company. And we had to sneak in. The plan was to sneak in through the cornfield when they weren't lurking. When they weren't looking, the workers and the mafia guys that were there, when they weren't looking, we were going to sneak from the cornfield to the targets. But we're going to do everything through the cornfield so they couldn't see us. So in the corn. So I'm in the corn. I'm waiting to get ready, and I have to place a charge on this house, this building they're constructing. Blow the shit up. So I get ready, and I hear it on the walkie-talkie or headset, go. So I run up to the house. But when I get there, there's a desk, a school desk, okay? And it's flat desk. There's sugar particles on the desk, okay? Sugar. Take a bowl of sugar, grind it up, dump it. You know, you put in your coffee and that sugar. You grind it up and you put it on the desk. Well, I get there and there's a little bit of sugar on the desk. So what I do is I take my fingers and I start making this pattern up here in the left-hand corner. And I make it a pattern, a symbol. And then I take the rest of the sugar, make another symbol over here at the top right of the desk, just like on the screen, you know, like this. Then I make one here, 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 and here. Symbols. The exact same symbol. Then I make another symbol, a bigger one, right here in the middle, the same symbol. And then I wake up. Well, Christ has got me in the manger, so he recorded the whole dream. I wake up, Christ is going, that is B1. He goes, tomorrow you're going to have, or when you go to bed tonight, you're going to have B2, the second part of the dream. And I go, and this is for trauma, right? And he goes, yeah, trauma in your brain. What is giving you trauma? What gave you so much trauma to create? That's what we're exploring, to create your problems on this earth. And I'm like, okay. Just like yesterday with the ETs, I go, yeah, I get it. He goes, okay. And I go, you give me a mafia dream? I go, I've never been in a mafia. He goes, I know. But that's the initiation dream to get you trauma. And I go, well, I had this dream before. And he goes, yep. He goes, I know, but it's going to trigger your trauma. And then we're going to see it tonight. And I go, well, when I had it the first time, I was planting fucking dynamite on a house. And he goes, yeah. I go, well, I didn't plant no fucking dynamite. I've created a design on a desk, a symbol on a desk out of sugar. He goes, what? And he goes, yeah. So I go, yeah. And then he got all freaked out. Everybody's screaming. So I drew a real quick picture with a magic marker and a piece of paper of what the design was. In the spirit world, you can do that. I create. So I drew the picture on a piece of paper. And this is the picture. Just to show you. This is an example of it. So that one, that was what the design was. Now each one of these things here, fuck, is that. So I drew this design here. Geez, everything is converted left to right. So I drew this 5 times, and the paper is the desk. I drew that symbol on the sugar from sugar on the desk 5 times. Look exactly like that. Christ is freaking out because what they're doing is they took all my seeds except one. I got one seed left. They're giving them back, but that's another story. But the seeds are interlating, so they're trying to figure out the trauma in my brain that created me the way I am. I don't know why. Jesus Christ. He's got nothing to do. He makes shit up. But it's pretty cool. Anyway, and I'll tell you the rest of the dream tonight when I have it tomorrow. So I gave that symbol to Christ, and he's freaking out. He's freaking out. He goes, he goes, what do you think, more or less? All this shit went on. The regent priests were freaking. Christ was freaking. I didn't follow through with the Christ dream. My spirit, my soul, circumvented the dream and added to it the problem which I'm having, whatever that is. They think it's my seeds affecting my brain. I'm like, no, I want my seeds. Oh yeah, and by the way, I got 65 seeds. 63. I haven't had them in me yet, but that's what they're saying. And I'll tell you how I found that out later. From one of the seed people way up in 16. But anyway, so I got one seed to work with. They're trying to find out what's wrong with my fucking head. And with traumas in my past in this life. What traumas did Rich have in this life to turn him into what he is today, talking to us, living in the same illusion, and seeing it and talking to people in the same illusion? Stuff like that. I guess that's what they're doing. I don't know for sure, something like that. But anyway, Christ takes the dream, runs around with it, and he says yesterday's speaking was that the regent priests had taken all my seeds and they were tuning them to a certain frequency. That's what they said to me in the astral illusion world, astral world. Christ has to work with them to get the answers. They're all controlled. They're not fucking me anymore. They're not screwing around. They're doing a real job. These are different regent priests than the ones I had before. These guys, and they're so smart. Fuck, it's sick. Anyway, these new guys are tuning my seeds all to one level, I think. Now, the tuning them means, or changing their frequency means, you got 7 main heart chakras. Well, you need your seeds belong in those heart chakras deep inside you, from low down on the earth plane and lower all the way up into the light, way up. So I got 65 seeds, they say. I don't even believe it until it happens. And they're going to tune them like guitar strings. The dream I had of this, where I circumvented Christ's dream, where I was planting dynamite and trying not to get caught by the mafia bad guys. I was another mafia bad guy. I didn't kill anybody. Maybe I did, but I don't remember. Anyway, in the dream. But I circumvented the dream. Instead of planting dynamite, I was at this desk, school desk, and I drew this symbol, which trumped. I used Christ's dream and my soul, spirit, used Christ's dream to give me the symbolic representation of whatever answer he wanted, which was trauma to the brain through experiences that he's had. I can't believe I said that. I ain't making another video. So turns out, I think how I got the sugar was when the priestess enters my brain and talks to me, and I fight everybody to get her out. There's a point where my brain gets traumatized. I'm guessing because it's happened before. Now, last week, I was fighting her so goddamn bad that I cut my fingers, if you can see it, right there and right here with not a knife. I forgot what it was, but it wasn't a knife. Right into the skin. It got a little bit infected, but I squeezed all the pus out and put stuff on it. I got a hole. There's other stuff that happened. I dropped important things that I don't usually do. It's like you're normal in our life and everything works well in your apartment, but in your life in your apartment. But when you have a problem so bad that fucks your brain up so much, you drop things, you spill things, you drop your camera, you drop this, you drop that, you cut your fingers, and it lasts for 2 or 3 days. Well, that's what was happening to me. The last thing I dropped was a pound of sugar. Poof! In the spoon drawer, in the spoon cabinet. So all my utensils are covered in sugar. Then it spills out onto the floor, which was wet from doing the dishes. So I got goddamn glue down there. So I spent 2 days cleaning all this shit up. The sugar. It was a stupid thing. It's like, fuck, how did that happen? But anyway, never done it in 10 years. But during this little trauma over this 3-day period, I dropped this fucking sugar in the fucking spoon drawer. And it leaks out everywhere. Makes a goddamn mess. In the dream, I trumped the dream. I was making that symbol out of sugar. That's the symbol I made, which reminded me of when you take metal filings or little metal parts and you put them on a shaker tray and you hit the right frequency, it makes a pattern. I'll put it in the description. It makes a little pattern. Every frequency makes a little pattern, something like that. I thought of that. So I posted it on Facebook, and Christ can see it because they got Facebook and they got YouTube and they watch it on their devices. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Anyway, I posted on Facebook, they watched it, and it was frequencies. And this was a frequency to the brain that causes me trauma. When the priestess is in me, my brain gets traumatized. I screw up dropping things, drop my bass guitar, drop my camera. Shit you just don't do. Drop the fucking pound of sugar in the spoon doors, glue up, and that was the last thing that happened. Cut my fingers. So she traumatized my brain by being in there, releasing energies, whatever the hell it is. That's what Christ needs to know. So I just showed him the frequency. I just showed him the frequency that affects my brain, that gives me trauma. When that happens, I'm out shooting people in St. Lucia. It's not 100%. Not 100% because we have to go to the dream tonight, the B dream. But in this dream, this is the frequency that traumatizes my brain. So when my brain is at that frequency, I drop shit and fucking do all this stupid crazy shit. I don't know. I don't have any guns, so don't worry about it. But in the astral world, that's my only way to solve the fucking problem. Because I got no time to think or I'm fucking dead. Well, traumas of my past with the aliens, that is the fucking trauma of my brain being attacked or infiltrated, whatever. Priestess is the latest version of this with her voodoo and her fucking shit going on between my brain and my brainstem. She's right there in the middle, talking to me, controlling me. Whop! That vibration hits my brain, and I'm shaking. Shit's falling. I didn't break my camera. I didn't break my base, thank God. But I've done crazy shit over there at the kitchen sink. And the last thing I did was the sugar. I used the sugar in the dream to draw the vibration pattern, the symbol of vibration that caused the goddamn trauma. And that is your seeds, your inner light, your super soul, your spirit. Yesterday was the ETs. He said I got a lot more coming. So all this new stuff is awesome. So I hope I didn't screw that up too much. I hope you could follow it. Because there's so many. There's a dream world. There's a dream illusion. There's the astral world. There's a physical world. And when I'm popping back and forth through them, you know, I even lose myself in my own fucking videos. So I can imagine how much problems you're having. But that's what that is. So Christ is analyzing the shit out of that symbol with their guys. The regent priests are analyzing it, trying to figure out. And I just told them. And what gave it away, that it was not my seeds. It was the trauma of the brain and the frequency that caused it. What gave that away to me was when I was having my last episode of dropping things, which was last week, I dropped sugar. I cut my fingers. Like bad. Like fuck. That's a 3-day-old heel. Like, I almost cut the fucking end off. It was right down to the bone. Anyway, it's healed up. It's all good. So whenever I have these traumas and my brain is vibrating at that frequency, I drop shit and, shouldn't be driving a fucking car. But I'm taking care of my mother. It's endless. But anyway, now you get it. So I made the sugar. The sugar gave it away. I was thinking about it. And I go, why is it? I was making the symbol out of sugar. And it's a frequency symbol. Why the sugar? And then I remembered, when I dropped all that stuff over that 2-day period, 3-day period, I dropped and cut myself and hurt myself, fucking tooth coming out, stuff like that. Stuff you don't, if you feel like you're possessed. Well, during that session, the priestess was in my fucking head, driving me batshit crazy. I'm fighting her. Everything's going on. Anyway, then I start to lose it here in this world just automatically. And not lose it like crazy man, but dropping shit. Things you don't normally do. By dropping things, I mean. And with that caused the sugar from the last episode I had that fucking I had to clean all this shit up. Then I used the sugar. My soul used the sugar representation in the dream representation and made a symbol of the frequency that causes me trauma. I explained that pretty good. Anyway, there you go. Just want to put that out there. And I'm going to put a video of this, how it works, just in case you're interested. Different frequencies. There's billions of frequencies. They all do different things to the human body. The Black Ops know that. The aliens know that. Christ knows that. And the region priests know that. But I'm giving Christ When my brain gets traumatized, that's the symbol for it. And that's what we came up with, or I came up and gave to Grace. Grace would have found out eventually. But since I had the sugar experience 2 days ago, which I used as a powder on the dream, on the desk in the dream of the symbol to give to Christ. Bam! All right, later, guys.